So we're on the boat, we're tearing down, putting it away. Of course, that's the antenna. You have to get the screwdriver out of this compartment to put that up in the beginning and put it down before you leave. And all the life jackets, pillows, just need to be laying on top of the seats. Make sure you empty the trash bag, which is right here, and then the extra trash bags are down next to it. You can put a new trash bag in there, but make sure you empty your trash bag. And Freddie's put away those extra little cup holders that go underneath the...
We want to make sure that everything is out of the compartments. The only things that should remain in the compartments, the ski tow line, that's fine. The tabletop is fine to be in here along with the paper towels. Fire extinguisher and first aid kit, they're fine to be left in here, but certainly all of the life jackets, anything that's typically wet, even these two cup holders, we've got two of these, they all need to be out.
There.
Huh?
Oh, we're going to put them out just behind the seat?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
The point of all this is to prevent mold from building up. Just spread all the life jackets out on all the chairs.
Just like that.
You already went over all this stuff.
Went over that.
Okay. Make sure the battery's off. Should we take a picture of that?
Yeah. Battery's back here.
The engine should all be brought up all the way to its topmost position when it's when the boat's going to be left for a few days. The battery selector switch should always be left in the off position. And by the way, while we're here, when you're cruising, you should typically have that on the all position. But if you ever stop and you want the radio on, make sure that you leave it in either the 1 or the 2 position. The rationale behind that is that you don't want both batteries to be drained while you've got the radio on.
And to do this seat, you have to lift up on the left side and then down. Perfect.
I think we're ready for the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now to do this top, you only have to undo the middle part. I'm going to turn the phone this way.
Okay.
To take it down, you only have to undo this middle part. Freddie's going to unleash here, just like that, and then he's going to do the other side. Don't unzip anything else. Those are the only things you need to unzip. And then we always put the front one down first. He's going to work on that.
Now the way that you're supposed to disconnect these poles, each one of these poles has a little locking pin in it. It's spring loaded, and if you come around on this side, you'll see...
Now I showed him this in the first picture.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Let's show him again.
Well, see, the locking pin is up and it's preventing that ball joint from separating. So what I usually do is I take my thumb on the inside to push out that pin like that, twisted 180 degrees. It doesn't matter if you do it clockwise or counterclockwise, and then release. And see how that's now concave? If you take the back part of your hand, you can then knock that joint out of place.
Perfect.
And then this always pops up here. When you roll up this front Bimini, make sure that this top pole is underneath the cover. Same thing on the other side.
He's going to go over and do the other side. And I'm going to come from this perspective, kind of give you an idea of what he's doing.
Taking that part of my hand, knocking it out, and up. Make sure it's covered by the cover.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the section that supports the Bimini when it's in its storage position, so go ahead and put those down. The middle bar always remains attached, but the front gets detached just like the back does. Again, I'm taking my thumb, popping out the pin, turning it 180 degrees, releasing, back of my hand, popping it out.
And notice he's not kneeing the seats that much. He just leans over just a little bit.
Now when I take out this last one, the cover's going to collapse unless I hold it.
Well, that's what we hope. That's what we're doing. We're trying to put it down. And I might add, we're putting it down when it's 94 4 degrees outside on Sunday afternoon. It's baking heat, hot, really hot.
Now at this point, you want to collapse this front V like this, and you want to just bring the two halves together like this.
Beautiful.
And then what I normally do is I walk it backwards, and I lock it into place before I worry about putting it in its cover. To lock it, it's the exact opposite motion. You take the back of your hand. I guess that's really the front of your hand, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I always, yeah. I don't know if it's in there all the way.
It didn't look like it.
Pull that back out. And you got it in a little bind there. And really pull. There you go. Now it went in. You got to make sure that is in there.
And then twist this 180 to lock it into place.
Good.
I can't see. There it
A little
is.
bit more right there. And he's going to do the other side. Now what we're doing is we're putting the boat away. This is how you need to leave it when you leave on Thursday. The other key is you never leave it wet. Don't put it away wet. So if it's raining, you'll have to decide on what you're going to do and how to put it away, because you can't put it away wet, because then all that water would stay underneath the cover and everything would be mildewed. So if we know it's going to rain the next day, we generally put it away the night before.
Now there are two covers, one for each Bimini, and it's important.
They're right on the back there. Back of the driver's chair. Oh, you got it.
It's important to know the difference between the two covers. There's one cover that has a split in the middle. See this split that has the Velcro in the middle? That's for the rear Bimini, because the navigation light pops through that Velcro part. So we're going to lay this aside for the moment. This is the front Bimini, and you can see it has no Velcro in the middle.
Perfect.
So I'm just going to lay this out. I'm going to bring the Bimini to myself and fold it over, smoothing it as I go. Remember, you want this top rail covered by the Bimini cover. Then you lay the cover on top. There is not really a left or a right to this, as long as you just lay it from the middle outward.
I could have held that side for you over here. There you go.
We'll work on your side first.
Okay.
So there's a zipper here.
See how he's around that toe, all those poles. And then he's got a zipper right here. And they do zip in pretty good, pretty easily. Everything's in the cover.
Yep.
Zipper, zipper.
So that side is perfect. Just kind of smooth it out. Same thing over here. I will give you a pro tip. It's a lot easier to do this when it's not windy.
What's that, a pro tip?
That's a pro tip.
Oh.
Oh, now look, I've got a mistake.
Oh yeah, look at that pole.
So I've got to make sure this other pole was in here.
That pole looks like it's made to stick out. Are you sure it's supposed to be in there?
Yep. Just protects it.
Oh, okay, yeah, and it locks it down tighter.
Yep.
We better let David watch this too.
And then just make sure it's straightened like that.
Very good. That's Bimini 1, and that took about 10 minutes. If you're thinking about how much time it's going to take you to close the boat. Bimini 1 is 10 minutes. Bimini 2 is about the same.
So same kind of concept with Bimini 2. It's got 3 connection points. We're going to leave that middle connection point affixed.
can we talk about this point here and that point?
Sure.
Everybody wants to unzip these,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not necessary.
Mm-mm.
The last time when I opened it up this time, they were unzipped.
Is that right?
So I had to re-zip those.
Okay. Yeah,
You
never
don't have to
unzip them.
unzip those when you're putting it away. Okay, going back over to the middle pole.
So the middle pole stays affixed. You'll notice that the nav connection, the nav light connection's right here, that stays affixed. But we're going to disconnect the 2 front poles and the 2 rear poles. Same kind of concept. We're going to use our thumb to pop out the locking pin from the inside out, turn it 180 degrees. With this part of our hand, we're knocking it out of place and storing it. Same thing over here. Push, turn, release, knock, store. And over here, we'll pull down these storage arms because that'll be useful here in a second. Push, turn, knock, store. Push, turn, knock, store. Okay, so this bimini is loose, you can see.
Yeah, it's getting ready to fall down, looks like.
Notice we've got 2 triangles on either side. We've got a triangle here and a triangle there. So those triangles are going to go up together.
I got it.
Okay.
Nice to have an extra hand.
So these 2 triangles go up and bring it to me. This triangle goes up.
Up. That's the key. Everything goes up. That was good.
Mm-hmm. We're going to drop it into its storage position. In case you ever get confused about which way to pop either out or in, always look for the locking pin. Everything either comes out or in on the side of the locking pin. Okay, those 2 things are locked.
Okay.
Now really the only thing that's different on this side, let's straighten our cover out a little bit, is that we've got that nav light to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, if you want to take a picture, there's the nav light. You can rotate it if you need to, but that's usually an okay position.
That's normally fine.
So I'm going to get the cover.
And the key is not to get in a big hurry when you're doing this.
Okay.
There's a couple boats still out here on a Sunday afternoon.
The Velcro should form a V, an upward V, just like this. I'm going to just temporarily lay this on the ground. I'm going to bring all the Bimini fabric to me, wrap it over. There's the V of the Velcro. I'm just going to temporarily wrap that around the light so that it's a fit. And then I'm going to work on this side. Got that started.
Very good. Want me to zip it?
Sure.
Like I said, it's nice to have an extra hand when you're doing it. Although sometimes it's a one-man job. Or one person. And if one wanted to, they could just not even have the Bimini tops up.
That's true.
You know, if you wanted to use the boat and leave the biminis down. You don't even need to put them up, but just realize it might be extra hot without a bimini. Or you could just use the back bimini and not the front bimini. But I'll give you a word of caution. You can't use just the front bimini and not the back. You have to use the back by itself or both of them.
Now, Mike, if you'll come over here, we'll show them. See how we're left with a hole for the light. So I'm going to twist the cover down to reach the pole, and then if you'll go underneath, and then we'll just Velcro this together, just like that.
Oh, I don't even know if I knew that. Wonder if David knows that. That Velcro's underneath there like that. It sure does though, doesn't it?
Yep.
Nice job.
Thank you. So at that point, we're ready for the main cover.
Nice job.